DoorDash has just unlocked a new ratings program, and it really changes everything. This program will help you to get to platinum faster if that's your goal to do so. And you might want to stick around because I'm going to show you what happened since I became platinum again just a few days ago. You may have noticed in your DoorDash app that they came out with a quality rating score maybe a week or two ago. This isn't something that is rolling out in every area, but I'm part of the pilot program, and this is something I'm sure is going to be rolled out in even a wider area as time goes on. But for right now, it's a test program, and it seems to be working very well, at least in my area. But I want to go over these numbers with you because it's really kind of interesting what they've done. A couple of weeks ago, I noticed that they had this new quality score that kind of combined a few different metrics in your DoorDash app to give you an overall quality. And really, they were kind of pushing toward a higher rating as well. But then about a week later, I got this message that said that they would be rolling out this new program. And it went into effect yesterday for me. Now, I had just hit DoorDash Platinum the day before. I had really pushed hard in order to get the 100 deliveries. I already had my acceptance rate and the completion rate where they needed to be. But I still needed those 100 deliveries in my area. So I got to it. And then it turns out that it was kind of all for nothing because this new DoorDash points program came into effect. And rather than making you go by those metrics such as having so many deliveries per month in the last 30 days, having a certain percentage acceptance rate, having a certain completion rate, and having a specific customer rating, at a minimum, it combined all of them. It gave you points for each of those metrics plus some other things. And as long as you're above a certain point level, then you're into the next level. So let's take a look at some of the different things that go into this points program and how it can really benefit you, because if you're somebody that's a cherry picker, you can get into the platinum or gold at an even lower acceptance rate, and that may be of benefit to some people. So the Dasher rating adds up points from 6 different areas. It goes over the acceptance rate, the completion rate, the on-time rate, the quality rating, the customer rating, and then the number of orders in the past 30 days. You don't really get dinged for anyone specifically, but depending on where you're at in the scheme of things, you get a certain number of points for each of those metrics, and it's given you as a total score of 100. As your ratings change, then the overall rating either goes up or down automatically, depending on which direction you're taking it in. So you may find that if you're teetering on the edge of maybe gold or platinum level, that you can maybe go in and out of one or the other. For me personally, I like to keep in platinum whenever possible. I was in gold for a long time, but now I'm in platinum, and I love it because I get so much better orders in my area. So rather than being close to the level where I'm going to go into gold, I'm planning on staying solidly in platinum, and it's going to be a lot easier to do so. You'll see why. So the point system, this is just a quick breakdown. The acceptance rate based on your last 100 offers, so just like before, is a total of 30 points out of the 100. So depending on where you're at between 0 and 100, it's on a sliding scale of 30 points. The completion rate is 15 points. So that's how often you finish what you are expected, because once you accept something, then you're supposed to complete it. But stick around for that section because I got a little tip for you that'll help you to keep your completion rate at a high level, even if you get one of those horrible offers. Your on-time rating is 30%. This measures your deliveries within expected times. It also is an on-time rating for when you get to the restaurant. So that's on a sliding scale also for the last 100 deliveries. The quality rate, that's new. That's kind of an overall rating for all of the different things that DoorDash pays attention to. That's a total of 10 points based on the last 100 ratings. Your 30-day orders is worth 5 points toward the overall score of 100. So when you add up those 6 different areas, it comes out to 100 points if you're perfect across the board, but nobody's perfect. So you're going to be higher. Well, you're never going to be higher than 100, but you are likely going to be lower. So let's use my ratings as an example. I'm going to share my screen with you over here. As of right now, mine is at a 94 out of 100. So that's in the very good area. I have an 82% acceptance rate, a 99% completion rate, a 100% on-time rating, a 100% quality rating, 4.95 stars from my deliveries from client ratings. And I did 127 orders in the last 30 days. So adding that up, 28 out of 30 for acceptance, 13 out of 15 for completion, perfect scores on on-time, quality, and my customer ratings, and then 3 out of 5 for the number of orders that I've had in the past 30 days. So I'm solid in the platinum territory because I have to be 80 or above in my area. Now this is something that may be different from one area to another, but here it's 80 points out of 100 to be platinum. There has always been a debate about whether platinum matters or not. And in many cases, this had to do with accepting lowball offers or offers that may have been considered to be upside down. Because in order to be platinum under the old numbers, you had to have a certain acceptance rate. So it typically would be 80% to be platinum. And that's a considerable amount of orders that you're taking. You're taking 8 out of 10. So if you get a string of bad orders that are taking you long distance for low pay, you had to decide whether you were going to take one of those or not in order to stay in the platinum program. But that's not the case anymore because if you can keep your acceptance rate above 75%, you're going to be solid in the platinum program. I'll put it up over here. To be honest, if you're solid with the rest, your customer rating, your on-time rating, your completion rate really matters as far as the points are concerned, then you could go even lower. I mean, you could probably get away with 60% or lower and still be in the platinum program, which is nice if you tend to get a lot of lowball offers, or if you dash in a time of day when the lower offers tend to come in, lower tips. Like I go out late at night sometimes, and the tips are typically not not flowing as freely during that time of day. So you can maybe even get away with getting lower. So there are certain things that you can control about this, certain things that are more difficult to control. Honestly, you can't control every factor. Like you can't stop somebody from giving you a bad rating. But these are the things that matter most day to day. First of all, keeping your acceptance rate at a higher level, whatever high happens to be for you. If you decide to be down to 60%, just keep track of the other metrics. Don't unassign offers unless it's absolutely necessary. This is important to consider because unassigning is going to drop your rate quickly. You can see from the screen that as you drop in your completion rate, then you are really dropping in your numbers very quickly. Now, here's a little tip that I want to give you is that when you pull into the restaurant, or if you're picking up from a fast food place or whatever, hit the I have arrived as soon as you get there. Don't wait until you get out of your car and walk in and stand there and talk to somebody, because as soon as you click that I have arrived, the clock starts ticking. Now, I'm not telling you to do it when you're around the corner from the restaurant, because they can tell where you're at. But when you're there, click that button, because once you've been there for about 10 minutes, you have the opportunity to unassign without it affecting your completion rate. But sometimes you have to check back and forth. Keep clicking the little question mark saying the restaurant or establishment has a problem and a long wait time. At first it's going to say you can unassign, but it will affect your completion rate. But if you wait it out, that 10 minutes since you arrived at the restaurant, then you can unassign it without it affecting your completion rate. So that's why you want to click arrived at store as soon as you get there. Don't wait to walk in, because that's just going to prolong the agony if they're really slow at getting the order out. Something else you can do is to keep your communication solid with your customer. I don't contact customers all of the time. In fact, I rarely send them a message. Some people do. Some people find that it helps with their ratings. Others say that they should avoid it. But if the order is taking a while, I'm going to send a message to the customer letting them know that I'm there, that I'm waiting for their order, that it's taking a while. Just kind of leaves a trail of what's going on, because it happened to me today when DoorDash said that I was late picking up an order, but I was there on time. The problem is it took the restaurant like 15 minutes to make this pizza. As it turns out, it was a fantastic order, so I stayed there and I picked it up. Since I sent them a message, then I had proof. I disputed it in the app and it took it away. So it bumped my numbers back up again. So there's something that this point system does, and that's that it does reward drivers who take their job seriously, that they do it in a professional way. Now, I've always been an advocate for enjoying what you do and in doing the best job that you possibly can. Take some pride in your work. I think that that's important. And if you do so, it's really going to show not only in your enjoyment, you're not going to be miserable all the time with what you're doing, but it's also going to give you the opportunity to get these higher ratings. And as a result, you get better offers. Now, just in the past couple of days, I went from gold to platinum. And a lot of people say it doesn't matter, that they get the good orders, that they can sit in the parking lot and cherry pick all day long. But that's not the case in every location. Just remember, when you are doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever you're doing, you're an independent contractor. This is your business. You have to do what's right for you and your business, which sometimes means that you may take an order that other people would not take, or that maybe you will turn down an offer in hopes of getting a better offer. That's up to you. Your acceptance rate is not going to get you kicked off of the platform. You can be as low as you want. But if you want the better offers, if you want the first shot at the higher paying offers, at the large offers, then you have to be in the Platinum program. And there really are benefits to doing that. I was in the Gold program for several months because I wasn't getting 100 offers a month. All of my other numbers were there. My customer rating and my completion rate, my on-time rate, everything was where it needed to be. But I just wasn't getting enough orders going in a month. But now that things have changed, I'm really pushing into Platinum, and I'm high in the level. So I went from getting, some decent offers as Gold, $5, $7 for a couple miles. I was really happy with it. But in the past few days as Platinum, I've been hammered with fantastic offers. Hidden tips that go from $8 to $12. I've had several high-paying drop-offs, 2 pickups, 2 drop-offs that were paying $2 a mile, $3 a mile. I've been able to easily make $20 an hour, where I was kind of struggling to do that as Gold. Now, this isn't going to be the same in every area. You have to do what your area dictates that you do. But, why not explore it a little bit? Try Platinum for a week or two. See if you get better orders. Try cherry picking if you want to. It's your business. Do what's right for you. And take some pride in it. And you might find that this is not such a bad gig after all. So it's the new Dasher Rewards Points program. And it just rolled out in my area, and hopefully it'll be coming to other areas soon. It is a good thing. I can see the positive benefits to this. So this just tells me that DoorDash is looking for some decent drivers, and they're willing to reward those drivers by putting them in the higher tier programs with this rolling points system rather than making you go after specific metrics. And it seems to be working well, at least for me. So thanks for being with me in my YouTube studio. I hope you're killing it out there. Happy trails. We'll see you next time.